Hi everybody, this is Lori. I'm going to try to make a quick tutorial here to show you how I make my stickers for my planners. Now I have a Mac, but my Excel program is one that I just had copied and put over from a PC onto our Mac because I'm an old dog and I can't learn new tricks, so that's what works best for me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down here and I'm going to open up my planner. I'm going to come make sure that I'm on a blank sheet so I can start fresh. First thing that I do is I come over to layout and make sure that my margins are set so I know how much workspace I have so I don't go out of the lines or print outside of the size paper that I'm going to be using. I put everything to 0 and then I usually do hit horizontal. Once I do that, this blue line is going to show up and this tells me what my borders are and how much space I have to work with. So here's my right border and here's my bottom border. What I like about this and why I think it's so easy is because it's a drag and drop. You put your mouse on here, you click, and you pull this column over and you can make it as big or as small as you want. And it'll tell you right there how many inches it is. 1.10, 1.22, whatever you want it to be. That's the size it's going to be. Then for your height, you just pull on the bottom and you pull down to whatever size that you're wanting. Okay. Now, let's say you're just wanting to make several stickers that are just all the same. So what you're going to want to do is come in here, and I was back home to start from scratch. Let's say you want a red sticker that says day off. So you're going to come over here, you're going to come to this paint pail where it says fill color. And I already had it selected to red, so I'm just going to click on that. It's going to make the box red. Now let's say I want the font or the writing to be blue. So I'm going to come right next to it to my font color, click on here. These are all the colors that it'll give you right now. If you want something a little bit more specific, you can come over here to the color wheel and you can mess around to whatever you want, then you click and that'll give you whatever color it is that you're wanting. But I just want, let's just go with a standard blue right here. Okay, and again we're just going to want this to be our day off. All right, well I don't want it down there in the corner and I don't want it that little. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up here to alignment and click on this. I'm going to come here to cell alignment options. I like everything centered, center. However, if you do want something that's on an angle, you just come over here to orientation on this one and you can just slide this bar right there and it'll give you, a different degree on how you want it if you want it at a slant. But again, I just want it regular. Now if your print's going to be too big and you don't want it to be straight across, but depending on how big it's going to be, you're going to want to put in here wrap text so that everything's going to fit in there. Okay, I want this to be bigger, so I'm going to come over here to my font size and we'll make this a 28. I still don't want it to be, so I want it to be a little bit bigger. There we go. So it just wrapped it so it's all together there. Now I also don't want that font, so I'm going to come up here to my font. And you can either use what's standard and comes with your computer, or you can download free fonts, and you can either do them for personal use, or I usually like to get the ones that are for personal and commercial free use as well. So I'm going to use this Cupcake Party on my day off there. Now, in order for me to make sure that I have enough room between my stickers when I print them out to cut them out, I always put the center here, so that's going to be my space in between my stickers. If I want this one to be bigger, but again, I always just try to at least make them relatively the same for that center line so I have enough space so they're not just all blocked together. And if I want multiple of these, what I'm going to do is right click into the box, hit copy, click into the new box, right click and hit paste. And you can just keep doing this for as many as you want. Just keep going. Well, let's say, okay, I've done all the ones that I want that are just going to have, a specific color, word, verbiage of whatever I want in there. What I do is if you want to insert a picture, you're going to come up here to Insert, Photo, Picture from File. Now I keep everything in my desktop and in a specific folder that's got themes. So let's just do a Halloween one here. And this pumpkin head. So right now I can just take these corners and pull them to make this picture whatever size that I want. Or I can also come over here to the size box and change it, and it'll change it for me as well. Now you can either use the arrows or you can actually just go in and type it as well. Okay, but I want this to be a little bit bigger, so let's just do this. But again, just make sure that you realize that this is the layout and this is the space that you're going to have on your sticker page, so you don't use up or waste any space. So now you can just print it just like this, and that's what it's going to look like. However, I want to put a banner on here. Oops, I want to put a banner on here so that it'll say something. Now, what I like to do is I come up here to Insert, Word Art. It's going to be where I'm going to put my text. And let's just say spooky. Now right now it's just going to be this blue outline and white lettering, but I don't want that. So just an example, I'm going to highlight it. I'm going to come up here and I want it to be a black outline, and I want the fill or the actual color to be, let's just go with green, just so we have a contrast. And I'm going to put it up here and cover it or put it to wherever I want it to be. So that's what it's going to look like now. But let's say I want this to be more of a banner so it's more easily readable. I'm going to come back up here and go back to home. And I want to come back up here to the paint pail here for fill color. And just again for contrast, I'm going to make this an orange. So that's my background. So again, the paint pail is for the fill of the box where your text is going to go. This changes the color of your text. And again, this changes the size and the font that you've picked. So now that's what my picture is going to look like. Now another thing that I like to do is I kind of like to, the simplest way for me to make borders is to kind of do the same thing. So that I have a sticker that I can have like a border but still be able to write stuff on in the inside. So again, I'm going to come up here to Insert, Photo from File, and let's do space on this one. So this one I want it to be more of like a post-it note. It's taking forever, so I'll just pick one. So let's say I just want this to be more of a post-it note box picture. Okay, I'm just going to make it whatever size for right now. Okay, well obviously it's going to be hard, so unless I just want to print that and have that just be my pretty picture, or I'm going to use some metallic or sparkly markers that's going to show up on this, I'm going to need to enter obviously a box so that it'll show something of what I'm going to be writing. So again, I'm going to come up here and do Insert. This time I'm going to do a shape. You can just pick whatever you want. Let's just use a circle here. I'm going to bring that over. I'm going to make this, oops. Sorry, I have to go back here. I added in too many. So I can make the shape whatever I want it. Make it bigger, make it littler. But this is what it's going to fill, and that's going to fill up that area. So if I don't want it to be this blue, what I need to do is come in here and I can either change my colors here, make it white, oops, and that's how you do that. So again, now if I just print this, this is how it's going to look, but you got to leave it right at this spot, because right now if you were to move this, that stays there. So again, just because it's faster for me and I know what I'm doing, what I will do is I'm going to take a screenshot of this image right here so I have it as a permanent stuck together type photo. So what I'm going to do, I have a Mac, I'm going to do Command-Shift-4. It's going to give me this little tool here as the scope, and I'm going to go just to be inside the line so I don't get the grid lines from the outside. Click on that. Here it's like it takes a picture. And now I'm going to go back up here into Insert, Photo, from File, Desktop, and it's going to give me my picture. This puts it in someplace different, but basically I'm going to go find that picture, okay, right here. And there it is. Now when I move this, it's all together and it's all one. So basically, again, I just go in and I get rid of this, and I can move this around to wherever I want it. And there we go. Okay, so again, this is what my page is going to look like. If this is all I want to print, then that's what it's going to print, and this is what's going to show up. But again, this is all going to be open wasted space on my sticker paper. So, but again, this is why I like it, because it's so easy to use with different, just being able to pull and switch everything around. You can make multiple stickers. Everything's just, very, very specific and very easy to use. I like this grid system only because I got the size of what I need, of what I know is going to fit into my planner and my calendar sizes. If you have any other questions, feel free to send me a message or just ask. Again, I do my own sheets, and I make up my own calendars just because I need it for more specific of what I'm needing for my daily use. So again, thanks for watching. Hopefully it wasn't too long and too boring. Have a good day.